a prominent member of one of the best crops in recent memory, a crop that also included Alysheba, Bet Twice, Gulch, Cryptoclearance, and a fleet. Lost Code consistently held his own among this elite group. Acclaimed for his freewheeling front-running style, Lost Code won 12 stakes, 9 of them graded, and placed in 5 other added money races while facing the best of his generation. He earned in excess of $2 million. Lost Code is a stallion prospect with a brilliant race record, backed by a sire's pedigree. He is by Codex, to whom he bears a strong physical resemblance. A son of Horse of the Year Arts and Letters, Codex was the first Classic winner trained by 3-time Eclipse Award winner D. Wayne Lucas. Winner of the 1980 Preakness Stakes over Kentucky Derby winner Genuine Risk, plus both the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby and the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby, Codex earned nearly $535,000. Unfortunately, Codex died in 1984 before realizing his true potential as a stallion. However, knowledgeable breeders recognized that he was well on his way to becoming a preeminent sire. From only 3 crops, he has been represented by 10% stakes winners, 60% of which were graded stakes winners, and half of those were Grade 1 winners. Nearly 1 of 4 starters sired by Codex has won or placed in added money events, and the average earnings per starter for him is an exceptionally high $77,638. Lost Code is out of the young stakes-winning Ack Ack mare Loss Or Gain. After breaking her maiden by 11 lengths at Monmouth Park, Loss Or Gain ran second there in the Colleen Stakes before winning the Mermaid Stakes, all as a 2-year-old. In addition to Lost Code, she is the dam of the highly regarded Code's sister, stakes placed at Hialeah. Lost Code's maternal grandsire, Ack Ack, also a Horse of the Year, is among the leading active sires and ranks among the top 10 broodmare sires in history. Ack Ack recently was accorded Chef du Roi status. A winner of 2 races as a 2-year-old, Lost Code won the Hoop Junior Stakes by 8 lengths at the Birmingham Turf Club early in his 3-year-old season. But he first gained prominence with this nationally televised performance in the $350,000 Alabama Derby. Lost Code finished a length and a quarter in front of Home Builder, who had 6 lengths on Phantom Jet.
Lost Code still on the front end. Home Builder tries to chase him down, but it's Lost Code to win the Alabama Derby.
Unfortunately, not nominated to the Classics, Lost Code went from Birmingham to Sportsman's Park for this impressive 11-length triumph in the Thomas D. Nash Handicap as a prep for the Illinois Derby. He carried top weight and conceded from 2 to 12 pounds to the field.
Lost Code all by himself. Then a 3-4-way battle for second. You're no bargain. Irish Open down along the rail in third. Brady Boy racing fourth. Lost Code in a runaway.
Off his effortless score in the Nash Handicap, Lost Code was installed as the odds-on favorite for the Grade 3 Illinois Derby with a guaranteed value of $300,000. Co-high weighted with Bluegrass Stakes winner War, Lost Code had no trouble handling his 6 rivals. Over the 5/8 mile oval, Lost Code got the opening mile in 1:35.4. He opened up a 5-length lead, was comfortably in front by 4 in mid-stretch, then coasted home in a time just 3/5 off the track record.
Lost Code by 5 commanding lengths. Then on the outside, You're No Bargain. To the middle of the track, Home Builder, Valid Prospect, and along the rail, War. But it's Lost Code under the whip, and Lost Code is for real.
Next task for Lost Code was the Grade 2 Ohio Derby, worth $250,000. Despite his 4-race winning streak, Lost Code was not accorded the role of favorite. That honor went to Demons Be Gone, who also had been the betting choice in the Kentucky Derby. But Lost Code went right to the front and never looked back, posting a 3.5-length triumph.
Lost Code still on the lead by 3 lengths. On Complicate still pursuing in second. A gap of 4 lengths, and it's back now to Home Builder. And on the outside, moving very stoutly, is Proudest Duke. It's 6 lengths back to Demons Be Gone, going very wide. in the stretch, and still on the lead. It is Lost Code, opening up some 6 lengths with an eighth of a mile left to go here. On the outside, racing second, that is Prada's Duke coming on, driving, hit the 16th pole. It's Lost Code.
With his winning streak now at 5 straight, Lost Code ventured to Canterbury Downs for the Grade 3 St. Paul Derby. His challengers for this $300,000 race included Cryptoclearance, who was coming off a second-place finish in the Belmont Stakes. But it was Lost Code dictating all the fractions and covering the mile and an eighth in 1:49 2, just 4/5 off the track mark.
Lost Code with the lead by 2. Staff Riot is next. Proudest Duke now with his late run. They've got a furlong to go. It's Lost Code with the lead by 4.
Next, it was back to Chicago, this time to Arlington Park for the first Grade 1 test for Lost Code. It came in the historic Arlington Classic. Carrying top impost of 123 pounds and conceding from 3 to 9 pounds to the field, Lost Code was the 1-2 favorite to record his 7th consecutive stakes victory. Accustomed to running in front by himself, Lost Code found the Lucas-trained fast forward pressing him from the break. But Lost Code began gradually to draw out. He was a length and a half clear after a half mile in a prompt 45-4. And 2 lengths in front of Fast Forward after getting 6 furlongs in 109-3. With Fast Forward already under the whip leaving the half-mile pole, Lost Code kept up his relentless pace and began to really assert himself, clicking off a mile in 1:35-2 and opening up a 5-length lead in mid-stretch.
Lost Code, gunning for his 7th straight victory, has it by 5. Gem Master out there second, Avies Copy between horses third. Fast Forward down along the rail in 4th. But once again, Lost Code, he's for Rio. He's the Rio McCoy.
Trainer Bill Donovan could have elected to keep Lost Code at Arlington Park for a seemingly assured 8th straight victory in the Grade 1 American Derby. But he decided on a more ambitious challenge, the Haskell Handicap, where Lost Code would take on Alysheba and Bet Twice, who had accounted for the 3 legs of the Triple Crown. With such a dynamite field, Monmouth Park management boosted the purse for this Grade 1 race to $500,000. As usual, Lost Code broke on top. But the question lingered, would his speed hold up when challenged early by Bet Twice and late by Alysheba? Those 2 colts had been freshened for nearly 2 months after classic campaigns. Lost Code, meanwhile, had been on a relentless racing odyssey, brilliantly orchestrated by Donovan, compiling a glittering record of 7 consecutive stakes wins in 18 weeks. But Lost Code proved he was up to the challenge. He opened up a 2-length lead after a half mile in 46-3. He still had a length on Bet Twice after 3 quarters in 109-3. And the 2 rivals were together after a mile in 1:34 flat, the fastest mile ever in Monmouth Park's long history. Meanwhile, Alysheba remained in touch with the 2 leaders and was ready to mount his challenge. It set the stage for one of the greatest finishes of 1987.
Lost Code has the lead by a head, but on the outside here comes Bet Twice to challenge. 3/16 of a mile to go. Bet Twice to the front ahead. Lost Code at the rail, battles back. Alysheba in the middle of the track, and down the stretch they come. Bet Twice has the lead ahead. Lost Code on the inside, hanging tough. Alysheba tries to gain ground. 3 of them at the wire. It's going to be a photo.
The trio hit the wire together. Bet Twice taking the decision by a neck over Alysheba. Lost Code never gave up and was another neck back in 3rd. A dozen lengths separated the first 3 from the rest of the field. The final time of 1:47 flat equaled the stakes record set by Majestic Light 11 years earlier and was just 1/5 off Spindabuck's track record. Winning owner Bob Levy graciously stated how fortunate Bet Twice was to have won the photo. If they were to race again tomorrow, Levy said, either one of the others might win. They're that close in ability. Lost Code banked over $1 million as a 3-year-old, winning 7 stakes and finishing first, second, or third in all 11 stakes appearances. But an even better season was ahead. Following successful surgery and a 6-month rest, Lost Code embarked on his 4-year-old campaign. The tenacious Lost Code returned to the races in a manner which few horses have. He stole the show and left the crowd buzzing on Florida Derby Day at Gulfstream Park with this dazzling comeback in a 7-furlong allowance race. As Lost Code clicked off effortless fractions of 22-1 and 44-3, it was obvious he was back and stronger than ever. He opened up 7 lengths at the top of the stretch and eventually romped home out of camera range by a widening 15.5 lengths. Under a hand ride the entire race, his time of 1:21.1 was just 2/5 off the track record. It was an amazing performance, especially considering that it was his first start in 6 months.
And they're off in the Razorback Handicap. And showing his speed immediately, that is Lost Code with Craig Perrette.
With the goal of the Grade 1 Oaklawn Handicap, Donovan shipped Lost Code to Hot Springs for the Grade 2 Razorback Handicap, and yet another near-track record performance.
As is his way, Lost Code gets command 1.25 lengths.
Under top weight of 123 pounds, Lost Code covered the mile in a 16th in 1:40.2, just missing the track standard by a 1/5. Content to win by an easy 3.25 lengths and mindful of weight assignments for the upcoming Oaklawn Handicap, jockey Craig Perrette never asked Lost Code for any extra effort.
But Lost Code appears to have control. He's leading it by 5. He's under a hand ride. Lost Code looking like a world beater.
Lost Code was weighted at 126 pounds for the Grade 1 Oaklawn Handicap, 4 more than Cryptoclearance, and 6 more than eventual sprint champion Gulch. Trainer Wayne Lucas instructed Gulch's jockey Eddie Delahousse to lay off Lost Code. To go head-to-head would be suicidal, Lucas told Delahousse. With Gulch in striking position and Cryptoclearance closing in the stretch, this time Perrette asked Lost Code for something extra, and he responded with a final 8th in 11.4. The time of 1:47 flat on a track dulled by rains and officially rated good was only 2/5 off Snow Chief's track record. Accomplished under 123 pounds, a 3-pound lighter impost than that carried by Lost Code, and over a fast racing surface.
Lost Code leads it. Now Gulch on the outside to challenge. And here comes Cordero and Cryptoclearance flying down the middle. But Lost Code still has the lead. On the outside, Cryptoclearance trying to move. But Perrette is into Lost Code now. He's asking him and he's getting plenty. Lost Code in his brilliance.
The weight assignments for the $500,000 Pimlico Special had Alysheba pegged at 127. Lost Code at 126, Bet Twice at 124, and Cryptoclearance at 121. Perrette and Lost Code, an undefeated combination, were forced to temporarily part ways for this much-anticipated confrontation, and Pat Day was called in. Perrette had a commitment to ride Bet Twice, the colt who had carried him to victory in the Belmont Stakes the previous year. But he put his knowledge of Lost Code's style to his advantage.
Lost Code in front. Along the inside, here comes Bet Twice. Bet Twice with Craig Perrette cuts the corner and takes command. Bet Twice in front. On the outside, Lost Code. Cryptoclearance is flying, and down the stretch they come. Bet Twice toward the inside. Lost Code on the outside. They're stride for stride, head and head. Now on the inside, Bet Twice with a short lead. Lost Code second, Cryptoclearance third. Bet Twice wins it by 3/4 of a length.
Very conscious of Alysheba's looming presence on the outside, Day swung Lost Code wide, turning into the stretch. Meanwhile, Perrette gunned Bet Twice through on the inside. I knew Lost Code inside the 16th pole was going to fight, and he wasn't going to be an easy horse to get by, Perrette said. If you play with Lost Code too long, he'll burn your eyes out. Under steady left-handed urging, Bet Twice drifted out, brushing Lost Code and forcing Day to alter his path. Day lodged a claim of foul. However, the stewards upheld the controversial finish. Lost Code had to settle for a courageous second, a length in front of Cryptoclearance, and 3.5 lengths better than Horse of the Year candidate Alysheba. It would be the only setback for Lost Code during the year. The time of 1:54.1 bettered the stakes record by 1 3/5 seconds, and was a second off the track record for 1 3/16, the Preakness Stakes distance. Lost Code was a prohibitive 1-10 favorite for his next start in the Grade 3 National Jockey Club Handicap at Sportsman's Park. He carried the highest impost of his career, 129 pounds, in this $200,000 added race, and conceded from 7 to 20 pounds to the field. Reunited with Perret, Lost Code set all the fractions and won by an easy 3.5 lengths in 1:49 3, just 3/5 off the track record.
But Lost Code is back on the winning track. Another awesome performance.
Only 5 went postward at Suffolk Downs in the Grade 2 Mass Cap, worth $250,000 added. But the field included 3 other millionaires besides Lost Code, who again was saddled with top impost, 127 pounds. A Fleet, 1987 Canadian Horse of the Year, was in receipt of 4 pounds. Another frontrunner, Waquoit, who enjoyed the home track advantage, toted 122, and the stretch-running Cryptoclearance got in at 120. Lost Code maintained a comfortable 1-length advantage through the backstretch and into the final turn. Then Perret asked Lost Code to accelerate, and he did decisively, opening up 5 lengths in the stretch, with Perret repeatedly looking back for a threat that was not forthcoming. He was never challenged and came to the wire eased up, nearly 8 lengths in front of Waquoit, who later won the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup by a remarkable 15 lengths. The final race for Lost Code came at Detroit, the 15th track at which he competed, in the Grade 2 Michigan Mile. Lost Code was asked to carry 128 pounds in this $300,000 race, from 14 to 22 pounds more than any other starter. However, Lost Code was back down to 1-10, the shortest odds in the long history of the Michigan Mile. In record heat of 102 degrees and sweltering humidity, Lost Code went out a romping winner.
As they come to the 8th pole, Craig Perret hasn't asked him a serious question yet. And yes, Lost Code will romp.
Victory in the Michigan Mile was the 6th in 7 starts during the year for Lost Code, and was his 15th triumph in 27 career outings. He won 12 stakes and was never worse than 3rd against stakes competition at 3 and 4. His career bankroll of $2,085,395 ranks him among the leading earners in racing history. Lost Code, the quintessence of miler speed. Many great horses have the ability to run one brilliantly fast quarter at a race. However, what made Lost Code unique was his unlimited turn of foot. He repeatedly broke on top, consistently reeled off fast fractions on the front end, and finished just as strongly when challenged in the stretch. His races as a 4-year-old left the figure handicappers rechecking their calculations. One New York figure house, which rates horses from a perfect 0 and up, assigned Lost Code a spectacular 2 for the Razorback Handicap, and then an unprecedented 5 straight 0s for his next 5 races. The only other horse ever to run even a single 2, based on its calculations, was Secretariat, with his smashing 31-length victory in the Belmont Stakes. A Baltimore-based figure handicapper charted Lost Code's last 6 races right off the graph, computing numbers in the high 120s. By comparison, the rest of the leading handicap horses ran somewhere between 108 and 118. Lost Code personifies scintillating speed coupled with rare courage. Lost Code